The woods surrounding Miller's Hollow had always been silent in a way that made the hair on your neck stand up. The trees towered like silent sentinels, their twisted branches forming grotesque shapes against the cloudy sky. Most townspeople kept clear of the deeper woods, whispering legends about the Wendigo, a flesh-eating demon cursed to roam forever, driven by insatiable hunger and a thirst for human souls. But for 16-year-old Jamie, curiosity had always overshadowed caution. One chilly autumn evening, Jamie and his best friends, Lila and Marcus, decided to venture into the forbidden woods after school. The town's stories scared many off, but they dismissed it as superstition. Besides, they thought the legends were just stories to keep kids away from trouble. Armed with flashlights, a backpack full of snacks, and an edgy thrill, they stepped beneath the canopy, the rustling leaves whispering warnings that no one else seemed to hear. The deeper they went, the darker it grew. Their flashlights flickered as they navigated through tangled underbrush and fallen logs, laughing nervously at their own apprehension. "Come on," Marcus said, his voice trembling slightly. "This isn't so bad. We're just overthinking." Just then, Lila's light caught something, a faint shimmer behind a dense thicket. "Guys, look there," she whispered, pointing. Through the branches, a glimpse of something large and pale moved. It was hunched and shuffling, almost dragging itself. "What the hell is that?" she asked. Without waiting for a response, they pressed closer, pressing their faces against the thicket and peering through the gaps. What they saw made their blood run cold. A creature sat hunched on the ground, tall, gaunt, with matted, decaying flesh stretched taut over bony limbs. Its face was gaunt and elongated, with eyes that gleamed hollow and yellowish. Its mouth was a ragged slit, exposing teeth stained dark with something unidentifiable. Long, clawed fingers scratched at the earth as it tore at a rotten, mangled carcass. The creature's jaw moved in a silent gnash, the unmistakable gnawing sounds echoing through the woods. Lila whimpered softly. Jamie's heart hammered in his chest. "We need to go," he whispered, voice trembling. But the creature suddenly turned its head, a slow, unnatural motion that made their blood run even colder. Its eyes locked onto them through the thicket, and the beast let out a low, guttural growl. "Run!" Jamie shouted, and they turned on their heels, sprinting back the way they had come. Branches scraped at their faces, and their lungs burned as adrenaline surged through their bodies. Behind them, the creature's shuffling footsteps echoed, heavy and uneven. It was gaining. They burst out of the woods, blinking in the flickering glow of a distant street lamp. When they finally dared to look back, the woods seemed eerily quiet again. No sounds, no movement. Had they truly escaped, or was the creature toying with them? That night, after returning home and locking their doors, none of them could sleep. The image of the creature haunted their dreams, its hollow eyes, its ghastly face, the sense that it was still watching, waiting in some unseen darkness. The next morning, they returned to the woods, fueled by fear and disbelief. But the thicket where they'd seen the beast was gone, replaced by an unnervingly clean patch of ground. No carcass, no sign of the creature ever having been there. Over the following days, strange things began to happen. Lila started acting strangely, muted, withdrawn, as if something was inside her, clawing to get out. She would stare blankly at the woods, muttering about hunger that couldn't be satisfied, dark desires she couldn't understand. Her eyes sometimes looked too dark, too deep. Marcus began to dream of the beast's hollow gaze, waking up soaked in sweat, insisting he'd seen shadowy figures watching from the tree line. Jamie, desperate to find answers, researched old legends and stumbled upon a forgotten tale. The Wendigo was an ancient spirit condemned to remain in the woods, forever seeking to devour the living to quench its eternal hunger. It was said that those who saw it, or even crossed its path, became slowly possessed, their humanity consumed along with their flesh. One night, Jamie awoke to a blood-curdling scream. Rushing to Lila's room, he found her trembling, eyes blackened as if she were possessed. She muttered incoherent words, clutching her stomach as if something inside was trying to rip free. In that moment, Jamie understood that the Wendigo had somehow found its way into her. Panicked, he remembered the old stories. The creature could be driven away only by ritual, by confronting the curse directly, by calling out the spirit and banishing it back to the shadow realm. But he knew that doing so meant risking his own soul. Armed with an old, tattered journal filled with forgotten incantations, Jamie gathered his courage. He drew symbols on the ground in chalk, lit candles, and chanted the ancient words under the dim glow of moonlight. The air grew icy cold, and a shadowy form coalesced in the center of the symbols, the creature from the woods. It appeared taller than before, gaunt and twisted, with hollow eyes burning with hunger. Its voice was a hiss that reverberated in Jamie's mind. "Feed me," it rasped. "I will never be sated." But Jamie's voice grew stronger as he recited the banishment. The creature writhed and howled, its form flickering like a flame being snuffed out. With a final, thunderous roar, the shadow dissolved into darkness, leaving only silence and a lingering sense of dread. In the days that followed, Lila seemed to regain herself, but Jamie knew differently. He could feel a faint, icy presence lingering, watching from the edges of his mind. Sometimes, late at night, he swore he heard the faint howling of the Wendigo echoes still echoing through the woods, reminding him that some evil cannot be truly killed. It simply waits for the right moment to rise again. And in Miller's Hollow, the woods still stood silent and still, harboring secrets best left undisturbed, their shadows hiding horrors only the brave, or the foolish, dare face.